Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Amrita Cafe. Education is a powerful weapon which helps any individual to transform himself or herself and to show their existence in the society, which takes place in one's life. Skill, it is an ability to use one's knowledge effectively and readily in execution or performance. In this discussion of Amrita Cafe, we will learn about the real of the education, essentiality of acquiring new skills, and how to present self to the society. In today's session, we have Mr. Praveen Kumar, lecturer, data analyst, and segregator, IIT JEE, and NEET planner and scheduler, who will explain us where education start in the world and what are the basis of education and why are skills needed and how to develop them. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Ms. Nija. That's a brief introduction, and I'm really grateful to you for introducing me to the world. In fact, I can say. And all right, so all the people out there, a very good evening and a warm welcome to each and everyone for this live session. And it's my pleasure, which I event which is happening right now. Right now, we are here to know few things about the education and the skills and what is this education is going to give us in the life and how the skills are going to play a major role and education plus skills. If we add up these two things, these two qualities in a human, how it is just going to give us a so confident life is what we are going to discuss. So to give that explanation, I am B. Praveen Kumar, MSc IT gold medalist and MTech IT is my graduation. Right now, I'm working in one of the premier and a prestigious institutes called MES BRSPU College. And I have totally 16 plus years of experience, both in education field as well as in the corporate world. So without wasting much of the time, let's move on to the session that actually we are into. So what is education is all about? If we ask this question to ourselves, what is education is all about and how education is going to be useful to us, if we ask this question to ourselves, then some people will come out always the basic answers, the basic and the book answer, saying that education is all about gaining good marks or having a high percentage. That's what the education where most of the people think, but that's not the thing. All about education is one great quote said by Albert Einstein is education is not all about learning facts, figures, but the training of the mind to think. So we need to underline the word called training. The education means the knowledge which we are going to gain, or rather than saying the word gain, acquire in our lifetime, how we are going to convert that as a useful tool for our life. When we start converting the education or the knowledge, whatever we have acquired, into a useful tool, that implementation part is called a real implementation part is called a skill, and that is what we need in our life. So education is basically, if you ask me, it's a powerful weapon which helps any individual to transform himself or herself and guides them to show their existence in the society which takes place in one's life. So that's what education is all about. Then what is the meaning of skill, or what is the skill? Is there any difference between education and skill? Definitely there is a huge difference. See, it's all about, let me say, I told you that I'm MSc IT and I'm a gold medalist. So how I achieved gold medalist? By reading so many books, the content or the syllabus, going through all those things. So I achieved gold medalist. But is that a real education for me? No. After that, I told that I have 16 plus years of experience. How did I gain this 16 plus years, 16 plus years of experience? Through what? The real education started when I started my career. So from that period till now, whatever I have gained, one is the book knowledge, the other one is life knowledge. So if I can able to correlate my book knowledge with the life knowledge, then that is what skill is all about. And skill is something, or it's an ability to use one's knowledge effectively and readily in execution or performance. That means it's as simple as saying, today I have done MSc in information technology, but if I do not know, I might be a gold medalist, I might be a first rank holder, but if I do not know how to use it, then what's the point in securing the gold medal, or what's the point in gaining that much of knowledge? And simply saying that, okay, I have done MSc and I have done I have scored first rank. Is there any use of that? No. The real use or the real purpose will come out. How am I going to implement that in the life? And not only implementation for my life, how am I going to transfer to the next generation so that it's just turn out to be a very useful even to the next generation? So that is what this real skill is. So skill is all about something which we are going to keep gaining as the days progresses, and every skill, every experience is going to act as some important skill, where whenever a critical time comes, how we act on those critical situation or a critical times, by making use of, or by the experience whatever we have gained and the knowledge whatever we had earlier. So combining these two things, which is nothing but education, that book knowledge, then the skill, the real life knowledge, which gives us the confident life.
Thank you so much, sir. So, sir, how can one how can education someone's life?
it,
So,
yeah, it helps people to become citizens. It's as simple as saying, just imagine I'm an uneducated person. Okay, I do not have any education and I do not have any proper knowledge. Then, and I'm a citizen of some country, or a person, a human. Okay, and I am just wanted to interact. I need to interact with you. So how can I can interact with you? Using what tool I can interact with you? Just imagine I do not know how to speak in English. How I do not know the basic communication skills, and I do not know how to interact, how to approach you. So all these things will play an important role. This is very simple example which I'm giving. So if I need to communicate with people successfully, then this weapon, or this tool, education, is very important, which helps any citizen for that matter to become a better citizen, being a citizen to a better citizen. And it also helps to get a better paid job. This is one thing which most of the students which always aim for or aspire for. If why am I getting educated? Only to get a better job at the end of each and every semester, maybe at the end of 8th semester, or maybe at the end of 10th semester, all I need is a better paid job. So that's another thing. So this shows the difference between a good and bad, and education will help us in segregating what is good and what is bad. That is most important, because see, if we do not get educated properly, then otherwise it's as simple as saying we cannot distinguish what is good and bad. Very simple. So to illustrate, a simple example for this is, now just imagine thief is a crime, right? If I'm stealing someone's anything, book or pen or even money, anything, is it a good thing? Definitely
no.
not. It's definitely not a good thing. Every time when I keep stealing something from somebody, I feel that, okay, I'm enjoying that pleasure. Okay, but that's actually bad. In fact, one fine day, the entire society will give that person or that citizen the title as the thief. So that is definitely bad, and the worst thing which should never happen to any citizen. So education gives them or trains them how a person should be in the life. And when we talk about education, it's a vast thing to say, because everything is an education. It's not that only book knowledge which we are going to gain throughout our academic, right from school, college, plus one, plus two, then degrees, any kind of degrees, master degrees. So that itself is not an education. Throughout this, the other cultural inheritances which we are going to learn from different type of people or different set of people, is that is also a type of education. So it helps transforming any citizen from good citizen, from normal citizen to a good citizen, or it helps a person to distinguish or to identify what is good and bad.
So, how can you define a good or quality education? Because not everyone gets quality education. So, how can you differentiate that and what difference does it bring?
Quality education, see, quality education is all about, like, the knowledge what we are going to get. As I told you, the say for example, I have secured MSCIT, and your qualification might be something like MTech or MBBS something. So I've done MBBS, just imagine I've done MBBS, but I've done it in a wrong university.
Okay. So, can you hear me? Uh,
Sorry, there was some technical glitch.
yeah, not a problem.
Yeah. So just imagine I've done some doctorate course or a doctorate degree like MBBS or any doctorate, and just for the sake of title, Dr. Praveen Kumar. Just imagine I've done a PhD, okay, and that PhD, what I've done, I have a certificate, and my title is Dr. Praveen Kumar, and if anyone approaches me with the true knowledge of that particular subject which I have gained, what is this all about? Can you just guide me in this aspect so that I can also pursue my PhD or any other qualification like you? Then, if I completely do not have any knowledge, only for the sake of title, I have gained this, then that clearly shows what is bad education and what is good education, or the quality education is all about. So quality education is something which helps any individual or any student to gain a upper hand in the society. So that's what the quality education is.
So, education, is it the only key to success? Or
100% definitely. As I told, education is the only key to success. There is nothing called, if there is no education, there is no success at all. It's as simple as saying, just imagine ages before, maybe our ancestors, like our ancestors means during the periods like where people used to live in caves. Okay, just imagine their lives. Were they educated? If we see the history channel, or if we go through some of the history books, they were not educated. So what they used to do, how they used to lead a life, and there we never had a concept called this person had secured something or achieved something in their life, or this person has is number one billionaire in the world, or this person, there's nothing called like that, there's nothing existed like that. Why? Because there was no concept called education during those periods. But as the transformation started to take place, as the ages progressed and the transformation started to take place, people started to realize what is the importance of education, and that's where the most of the dynasties started to implement scholaristic education. By if we start talking about who is the first teacher or the first private teacher, Confucius, his name is Confucius. He started teaching in the year 561. So there's no doubt that education is the only key to success, because it it has the power to change people's lives, to be simple. And the knowledge that is gained can be used to shape the future and educate generations to come. That is most important. If we see, if we observe that the knowledge whatever we have gained or whatever we are going to gain, it can be used to shape the future and educate the generations to come. So it is the key that which unlocks the door of opportunity. Okay, and education has always been an important factor in society, and it serves to unite and strengthens our country. So that is also, and there's one great saying by a Chinese person. He says that if you want to destroy any country, do not use nuclear power, do not use bio wars, just give them the wrong education. Just give them the wrong education, then that entire nation collapses.
Yes.
We do not require any nuclear weapons, we do not require any bio wars. No, nothing, no wars, no uh, ammunitions are required. Just give them the wrong education, then see the status of that nation or the country. Maybe one generation after, the entire nation collapses. So there's no doubt in saying that education is the only key to success.
Got it, sir. So, what are the three important goals of, if you could name few of the important goals of education?
You mean to say that career goals?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. First and foremost is get a mentor. That's most important. Because there's a saying in Kannada, probably I hope you people know Kannada or not. There's a saying. That saying is Harakollal Guru Kaiwan, Guru Kollal Harakayalara. That means mentor. Who is a mentor? The Guru. Who is a Guru? The path shower. One who shows the path to lot of students. Okay, and if Shiva, Lord Shiva, gets angry on any person, and that person is under the influence of some guru, then if Lord Shiva tries to punish us, that student or that person, then guru of that person will stand in front of that person by protecting, saying that he is my student. Okay, but in case if guru itself gets angry, then even Lord Shiva cannot save that student. So that's the saying, that's the meaning of that saying which I told in Kannada. Okay, so the first thing we need is get a mentor. Okay, the next thing is read books, which I mean to say not necessarily only the subject oriented books, a different kinds of books which gives a lot of knowledge about various things. So keep reading the books and join some good training courses. That's another key factor, because we need to be keep updated every now and then. If I say that, okay, I've got updated and I've done my MSc, MTech in the year 2003 and I'm done with that. If I ever say that, then that itself is the last day of my progress, probably. So we need to be keep training. So how I get trained? By joining some good courses, and set aside some time to work on each skill. This is most important. Set aside to set some time to work on each skill and practice regularly. Practice, practice, practice. And the saying is practice makes man perfect. So, and of course women are always perfect, there's no doubt in that. So practice, keep practicing, practice regularly, and practice in job show I'm sorry, participate in job shadowing. Participate. So a lot of participation is required. So for that participation, what is required? The self volunteerness. We say that volunteerness. So keep participating in every activity, whichever comes across you. So these are all some of the goals, which the skills or which you need to keep it as to gain a good knowledge or education. In fact,
Thank you, sir. So,
yeah.
in these days, if you see, uh, skill-based education is very much less when it comes to school students also, because it's always the bookish knowledge that they get. But
Correct.
once they come to college, or once they are going to take up a job, skills are the most important factors that they need over there, and
Right.
it's not what they necessarily what they have by hearted from books or what they learn from books. So in that case, how can you like what are your thoughts on improving the skills and what steps that students can take to improve their skills?
Very good question you asked, Nija. I really liked it because see, this is one of the most important thing and the present situation that need to be addressed.
Yes.
Because as a teacher, what every teacher thinks is from one angle, from one aspect, is we have been assigned with certain responsibilities, roles in the colleges or wherever we work, and our task, primary task, is to complete the syllabus. This is one thing which every institute prefers. Whatever you did, whether how you did, what you did, that and all is secondary. Have you completed the syllabus, right? And that's primary one, first thing, one thing. So on that note, in the completion of, I mean, as a teacher, if I wanted to just complete the syllabus, how far it is just going to be useful or helpful to that student? There is always something which is beyond the book or the syllabus which every student expects, and that is what skill is. And that one extra step is what every teacher has to go, right? If I am teaching some particular subject, any subject for that matter, basically I teach computer science. So when I am teaching computer science, I need to make sure that when first is why are they learning this? What is the essentiality of learning this is most important. So I need to make them understand this is one essential factor which you need to understand. So if you understand why are you learning this, then how are you going to make use of it in your near future? So if you understand these two questions thoroughly, why are you learning it and how are you going to make use of it? That's nothing but the skill which I told at the beginning, introduction part. So these two things along with the subject need to be taught to students. And of course, as a teacher community, I believe that most of the teachers will be definitely doing this. But still, if we need our students to gain upper hands, we need to give them some extra thing, extra activity as a skill. Like it is not that only our side effort, like teaching should not happen. We need to give them certain assignments like where they can involve themselves and come out with some solutions. It's as simple as saying I have given them some questions and that questions need to be solved by the learnings whichever whatever we have taught. So once they get that ability where they can start solving the problems on their own, then automatically the education plus skill is blended there, which we can confidently say, any teacher can confidently say that, right? Education from uh, scoring the marks perspective, that is accomplished, and along with that where they are going to implement in the real life or in the near future, even that is blended as a skill. So skill is one of the important aspect which, as you told, no, how it is going to be, like most of the colleges or universities or institutes, they are just giving education, but skill is one important aspect where every organization looks in every individual or every candidate. And that skill is nothing but, as I told you, skill is all about like whatever you have learned, how are you going to implement it? Is that what organizations also expect? So when they express that skill or right timely execution is skill. So if they do that, and to do that, of course, students require a lot of courage and confidence. This is most important. So they should have a courage. Whatever I have learned it perfectly, and they need to have a confidence to present it anyone, in front of anyone in the world. So they need to have this confidence and courage. So if they have these two things, then that is nothing but the real skill actually, which can take it to any height in their life.
So according Like, what are the basic skills that a student should possess before at least going to a college? What are the basic skills he or she can take from school?
Very good. So basic skill is first and foremost is they need to start thinking, critical thinking. We say that if I say 2 plus 2 is how much? 4. So that's what mathematics will teach us. So if simply accept why is 2 plus 2 is always 4, then there is nothing that we have learned. It becomes a universal. 2 plus 2 is 4, 2 plus 2 is 4, 2 plus 2 is 4. So we are fixed. If I immediately change it to 1.5 plus 2.5 is equal to how much, then what will be the reaction of a student? The reaction will be like they'll be start thinking, we have only learned 2 plus 2 is always 4, but we have never learned 1 plus 5 plus 1 plus 5 plus 2 plus 5 is equal to 4 also. So it's all about thinking. So if whatever you come across, you need to keep thinking, and you should always ask the question why. The question why. So the first skill is question. First skill every student must and should have is like, if I say something as a teacher, you should ask me why is that, why is it like that. If I simply say that hash include, just programming example which I am giving, hash include iostream.h, then open the flower bracket, void main, then write some program, see out, close the bracket and execute. For execution you use some keys, shortcut methods, shortcut keys you use, execute, and you will get the output. So everyone, they will be start thinking that okay, if I read these many lines, okay, I've learned something about the program. So all I need to do is I need to read these lines of program. But that is not the way of learning. The first skill what they need to do is, if I am writing, if I am going through those steps, hash include, I will, why is it like that, why not be in different way? If I am using some special characters over there, why they are used those special characters, what is the necessity of using those special characters, why not any other special characters in that particular place? So this why type question should keep coming from the student side. So the first skill they must and should have is why, why, why. So we need to ask why question 7 times it seems. So 7 times, the first time when we ask why, and if we get a solution, then ask why next. So like this, the time when we reach fourth or fifth itself, we have gained or we have acquired most important knowledge. So the first thing is we need to have or we need to cultivate as a student. If I think or talk like a student means, as a student I should know, if I am learning something, why am I learning this, for what reason I am learning this, I should know that. And as a student I have right to know what I am learning. So that why question and why am I learning this, what is the use of all these things learning, I should know. So that why questioning pattern or the questioning to any person should come. So that's one important skill, first one. Then individually we cannot achieve anything in the life, right? The next skill what every student need to have is teamwork. Because when I keep learning something, whatever I'll be learning, even my friend will be learning the same thing, but the learning method will be completely different. There's no doubt in that. So whatever I understand or I understood, whatever my friend understood, it might be completely different, because my thinking way will be different and my friend's thinking way will be completely different, because thinking differs from person to person. There's no doubt in that. So automatically we need to collectively discuss in a team that whatever we have learned, had we learned it properly, then only we'll come to know, okay, whatever I have understood, it is correct. Otherwise, if I think that okay, whatever I have learned, it's perfect, if I come to that conclusion, then it's merely wrong. Merely wrong. Because who knows, whatever I have learned or understood is completely wrong. When do I come to know that it is wrong? Only when I myself involve in a teamwork of learning. Okay, so along with my friends, if I start learning, then probably I'll come out with more good answers or more good understanding whatever the content which I am going through. So this is one more skill which every student need to have. Then passion to learn, passion. So they need to have that passion. So if I don't have a passion of learning, then probably I may not learn, I may not show interest in that learning. So that's another thing. So passion. So questioning. Second one is building a team or teamwork. Then the third one is passion to learn anything and everything. And we need to be disciplined. The next fourth one is discipline. Whatever I'm learning, haphazardly I cannot learn. Sometimes I learn something here, I'll read some English books and I'll get bored. Next time I'll take some other books, I'll start reading those, not finishing it, not completing it, not doing it properly. Then again I'll get interest in something else, I'll take up that task. No, that is not just going to work out. So I need to have some discipline in my learning way. So these are all four aspects which every student must and should have in their life, right? So discipline, passion, and teamwork, what they are learning, is it correct, proper or not? Then finally asking questions, why.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah,
So, how can one differentiate between skill and talent?
pardon me.
How can one differentiate between skill and talent? These are two different things, and
Right,
just
correct. Yes, how can one differentiate the skill and the talent? See, talent is all about its inbuilt quality. Talent is all about inbuilt quality. Say for example, I'm a gold medalist, PhD holder, all those things. That's one part. Apart from that, if I'm good in singing, that's talent. Okay, I'm good in guitar, I'm good in flute, I'm good in sports. So that's talent. But what is skill? Skill is all about the experience, whatever we are going to gain, and the learnings from that experience and implementation of those experiences critical times is what skill is. For example, just to give you, to illustrate a simple example, let me tell you. Now if you become a prime minister of India, what are you going to do? So if we ask this question to many students, what answers we will get? Different answers, and some funny answers, some sarcastic answers, everything will get it. But it's not that we, what is funny, what is sarcastic. It's all about thinking from different kinds of people, because becoming a prime minister is not a joke. After becoming a prime minister, every decision whatever you are going to make is going to have an impact on each and every other citizen of a nation. So to make a decision, I need to make sure that what is good from other person's perspective, I need to start thinking. So that's a skill. So that's one example. The other example is, all I can say is a simple one. If I am a student and just imagine I have completed my BTech, okay, and after the completion of my BTech, I'm just attending one interview in one of the reputed organizations or any of the MNC companies. Then the basic thing what I need to do is I need to prepare myself for the interview very well. And what are they going to ask? Basically they are just going to ask only two important things. One, as a person they wanted to know who am I, what am I into, and what is my basic qualification is all about. So the qualification which I have gained, or the qualification which I achieved, then who am I, how am I going to interlink both of this, which is just going to benefit the organization if they hire me. So if I have the ability to interlink both of this, then immediately company will hire me. So that is going to come only with the help of skills. So that is possible by practicing or by gaining certain experiences. It's as simple as saying in most of the interview, every student will get one common question, tell me about yourself, where most of the students will fail in that. Because they started telling about their personal things which no company will be interested in. And what they gained as an experience, they completely. So if two things diverted completely in a different directions, then you are not a skillful person because company sees in that angle. If I am hiring you, then I need to make sure that you are a skillful person along with the knowledge, then only you are useful to me. So that's what, so skill is all about whatever I have learned, the book knowledge, plus whatever I have learned along with the book knowledge, the real life experiences, which is just going to be counted in each and every day. So how am I going to blend both of these things together for my future life is all about skill. So talent is inbuilt, skill is something which you are going to acquire as the days progress. In simple words, we can say.
Thank you so much. That's all we have. So, thank you so much for sharing your insights on education and skills. And I'm sure that this is really useful for students and also the teachers who are watching us, for them also, how to skills the student have and increase the talent that a student possesses. So, this session will help them a lot. Thank you so much for joining us for today's discussion. And yeah, I'm sure that everyone liked the session. So, then till then, we will see you all for another episode of Amrita Cafe. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you to Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham for providing me a platform to express myself, that whatever the content which I had in me. So this is one good platform which I really liked it, and I'm really grateful to the entire Amrita Institute and the staff, and as well as Nija, for you especially. Uh, a big thanks, and our technical team, a person, Mr. Kiran also. So a wholehearted thanks to each and every person who have made this session one of the most useful session.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you very much. Yeah.